Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today our topic of discussion is about Goldilocks Zone. What is this zone? We'll discuss in detail. For my video updates and queries, you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a huge difference. Now see what is the relevance of this topic in your exams. It will be covered in your mains paper 3 here in all these topics under the fields of IT space especially, okay? So at examination level, you should know about the Goldilocks zone, and today we'll discuss the reason of the current affair also. Now in what context today we are studying this? Because NASA has reported the discovery of an Earth-sized planet, and the name of planet is TOI 700d, which is orbiting its star in a habitable zone. So what is a habitable zone? We'll discuss about it. So coming to Goldilocks zone. Now see, a habitable zone is also known as Goldilocks zone. So this is one and the same thing. So basically it is an area around the star where it is not too hot, not too cold for the life to exist, for liquid water. So especially we take the standard here as a liquid water to exist on the surface of surrounding planets. So this is just a notion to understand what is habitable planet. For example, you know our solar system. So this is our sun. So coming closer, next is your Mercury, you have Venus, and you have Earth, Mars, right? So this area in our solar system is habitable zone. But however, we see water does not exist in all the 3 planets and life does not exist on all the 3 planets. But yes, for definitely Earth is in the habitable zone. So our Earth is the sun's Goldilocks zone. So if Earth, if you imagine, were where the dwarf planet Pluto is, all its water would freeze. And on the other hand, if Earth were there Mercury is, where there you find the Mercury, so all its water would boil off. So life on Earth, it started in water, and water, if you know, it is very necessary ingredient for life as we know it. So when scientists search for the possibility of alien life, any rocky exoplanet in the habitable zone for its star is a very exciting find. So now coming to this planet which was recently found, TOI 700d. Here the name of the star is this. So they are just adding B, C and D for the planets revolving around it. So this is the newest such planet which is found by NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite. So this is very important here. So this mission TESS has been launched in 2018. So the star TOI 700, as I told you, the name of the star is this one. So TOI 700, it is an M dwarf which is located just over 100 light years away in the southern constellation Dorado. So it is roughly 40% of our sun's mass. I'll write here 40% of our sun's mass and size, and has about half its surface temperature. So the find was confirmed by a telescope was used. I will write the name of the telescope, that is Spitzer, because it could be asked in your exam. Spitzer Space Telescope. You should remember the name of the telescope. So this Spitzer Space Telescope has confirmed this, which sharpened the measurements that TESS has made, such as orbital period and the size. Now coming to this planet TOI 700d, it measures 20% larger than Earth. It orbits its stars once every 37 days. That means it completes its one circle around its stars in 37 days, and it receives an amount of energy that is equivalent to 86% of the energy that sun provides the Earth. Now coming to M dwarf star. So basically this star is also known as red dwarf star, and in our galaxy also Milky Way, there are about 3/4 of the stars which are red dwarfs. So this is the smallest type of hydrogen burning star, and if you look at the masses, from about 0.08 to 0.6 times that of our sun. You should remember this. See, finding life beyond the solar system has become a quest for mankind ever since the explosion of astronomical science. You all know this. And as the technological advancements we are seeing in the recent years is making this quest very much possible. So at the current pace of advancement in science, humankind is bound to find extraterrestrial life within a century, and we all are very excited for it, right? So the question which rises here, how do we know where to look for life outside the solar system? So you know that life on Earth is dependent upon water. So that is why I told you Goldilocks definition, if we see, we make sure that whether water is there or not, because life on Earth is totally dependent on water. So it is thus assumed that life is dependent on the presence of water on a planet. So the distance of Earth from the sun in our solar system, I'm talking about, this is sun and here suppose there is Earth. It provides a very sustainable temperature where water remains stable in its liquid form. So this zone where the presence of water in liquid form on a planet is known, so that is why we call it Goldilocks zone, or it is the habitable zone. But again, you can ask another question. Is the distance same to all the star systems? Then obviously the answer is big no. Why? Because the Goldilocks zone in a planetary system, it totally depends upon this is the star in solar system, it totally depends on the size of the star, host star. So if the star is bigger, then the habitable zone is further spread outwards. But if the star is smaller, for example red dwarf, the recent planet we discovered is red dwarf, then the habitable zone, which is much closer to the star, as you can compare, because our Earth takes around 365-366 days, 1/4, okay, how we then after 4 years we make it 366 days to revolve around the sun, right, to complete one circle around the sun. But the new planet which is discovered, it is taking just 37 days. So right, this is clear. Now another question people ask is, does it mean a planet in Goldilocks zone bound to have liquid water? Then again the answer is no here, because if we look into our own planetary system, both Venus and Mars are also in the Goldilocks zone, as I told you. But water is nowhere to be seen on these planets. If we talk about Venus, a catastrophic greenhouse effect exists there. It is in play, that is heating up the planet and presumably evaporated all the water it ever held. So on Mars, if we talk, lack of an atmosphere and a magnetic field is bombarded by the solar particles which have evaporated the water present on it. Thus, being present in Goldilocks zone does not guarantee the availability of water on the planet. But obviously it makes them a very potential target for astronomers to explore and determine the presence of water through various other methods. Now see, this TOI 700 star system, it is unlike the solar system because here we have found the 3 planets detected, and so far they are thought to be tidally locked to their star. Tidally locked means if this is the planet, it has 2 halves. So always it will be like it is not rotating. So one side will always have light and other will always have darkness. So this is how the tidally locked stars work, they revolve. Now we'll again talk about these. What do we know about the 3 planets that we have discovered there? So if we talk about further measurements from ground-based observations, they are needed to confirm. So the scientists estimate the inner and outer planets are rocky, and the middle planet is a gas planet. So I'll just show you the diagram again. So these are the 3 planets. This is the one in habitable zone, then B and C. So here what we know about these planets. So see, they are going to for future missions, they are going to use, NASA is going to use another telescope. I'll give you the names of that telescope. That is James Webb Space T for telescope. Okay, James Webb Space Telescope, that may be able to identify whether the planets have atmospheres and also determine their compositions. But I'll just talk about what we right now we know about these planets. Okay, talking about TOI 700b, another is TOI 700c, and like similarly D. Okay, so we'll start with B. So the innermost, this is the innermost planet, and it is almost said to be exactly the size of Earth. So it is probably very rocky and completes an orbit every 10 days. It takes just 10 days to complete its orbit around its star. However, this is not in the habitable zone. It's way too hot. So if next we'll talk about the C planet. It is the middle planet and it is 2.6 times larger than the Earth, and it orbits every 16 days and is likely a gas dominated. It's a gaseous planet, gas dominated world, and it's also not in the star's habitable zone. Now coming to another D, which we are actually hoping to be in habitable zone. It is the outermost planet in the system, and it's the only detected planet in the habitable zone. So it's probably rocky. It's just 20% larger than Earth. It orbits around 37 days and it receives from its star 86% of the energy that Earth receives from the sun. So now the other question that you can ask is TOI 770 habitable? Sorry, not 770, TOI 700D, it is habitable. So possibly, though any life that exists on TOI 700D would need to adapt to some pretty strange prevailing atmospheric conditions, right? So if you want to imagine what might this planet and life here look like, so you should know one constantly bathes in daylight and one that is always on the night side. As I told you, it is tidally locked. So it's too early to say whether there are moons around TOI 700D that might bring some kind of reflected light to the night side. Since this TOI 700D is tidally locked to its star and has never-ending day and night, there is likely a stark temperature difference between the two sides also. So the planet's cloud formation, wing patterns may be strikingly different from the Earth. So now, no matter what they found about the planet, it's going to look completely different from what we have here on Earth, right? So this is all about today's lecture. If you have any queries, you can connect with me on social media, and the PDF of this lecture is already available on my Telegram channel, that is t.me/Veronica_Om, right? Thank you. So this is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for UPSC or any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are available. If you're preparing for UPSC CSE 2020, our pen drive course is available, where you can find 100% coverage of UPSC vast syllabus. Daily current affair updates will be available. Self-paced learning process is provided. This course has been prepared by top faculties of StudyIQ, and now you can purchase this course at Rs 625 per month only. For additional information, you can visit our site, and there are the phone numbers also given. You can call them and gain the additional information. You can connect with me for my video updates on Instagram and Facebook, because I feel together we can make a huge difference. For queries, you can even email me. Thank you so much.